All right, heading to the drum. All right, here we go. Uh-huh. And, yeah. Thank you all, thank you. Thank you. God bless, God bless. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right. No, this was what we saw before here. What was this one? I want to see this. Come. I'm gonna take a movie here. USS drum.
The first thing you saw was smoke on the horizon. Then you tracked them, and
because submarines always
they come close. Why? Took a shot.
This one is copyrighted.
The captain on the scope would see the escorts were turning toward us or had sighted our periscope. So he immediately would take her down.
Anytime you find a ship, you were pursued. I can't remember a time that we fired at something and the escorts didn't come out.
They sounded just like a freight train. You could hear them coming. And they were going at high speed and really revving it up.
When you met off every compartment, you closed the bulkheads off and everything so that each compartment was a compartment by itself.
We couldn't get scared or anything like that. We had to have a clear head. We all had a certain duty to do when we were getting depth charge. And we had to be perfectly quiet.
We would go quiet.
If you see the movie Midway, you'll get a see for this.
Shut everything down. Make as
Submarine life is
least
not
noise as possible.
easy. Scary, in my opinion. And these guys did it.
And then listen for that
God
destroyer
bless, they
coming.
saved, they survived.
We got caught in the middle. They were crisscrossing back and forth, dropping depth charges.
If they were close enough, you could hear them click.
If you could hear the click, that was the Army. Then you pulled the phone off. Then you knew that it was going on.
The lights would blow, like a light blow out and stuff and make you feel, and you're wondering, are we going to survive it or not?
The last one they dropped was a 16-inch crack in our conning tower. If they would have dropped another one on us, even close, it would have took the conning tower right off and would have sunk us right there.
If they kept you down, say 18 to 20 hours, it would have been everything.
18, 20 hours, you said?
And you didn't have any battery on it, so you pretty well had to get up.
The periscope went up to see and done a quick turnaround to see if there was any ships in the area so we can get up the top side and let that water out and get back to home.
But we just came in and tied up. I can't recall anybody coming down to welcome us. Didn't care. Just was anxious to get there.
I was happy to be home and the war was over with. And I prayed to God that it never happened again.
Me too. Me too. So true. And this is what you have to go through. We're gonna go see. We're gonna go see it. Understand? These are nice account. Which is that? Over. Oh, look at that. You're gonna go see that too. Wow. Oh, tap screen to start. Which courses? We have a lot of interactive stuff there too. Wow. There's a dog there too. Stateside, join the crew of USS Drum Layton. Oh, his name is called Stateside?
The first thing you
Stateside.
saw was smoke.
Amazing. Let's see.
Then you tracked it.
I like it. And they let you go ahead and do it. Look at this thing here. So. That's this 215 Grounder, Gato class 7 United States. Now I'm gonna read this one because I don't know what it means. I'm just gonna read this real quick. Although the first American submarine was constructed in 1776, the U.S. Navy submarine force wasn't officially established until April 11, 1900. During the First World War, U.S. subs were restricted to defensive measures such as patrolling coasts and protecting Allied shipping. The American fleet changed tactics during the Second World War and focused on inflicting the greatest amount of damage to the enemy. 4 classes of submarines were utilized by the United States during World War II: Salmon, Balboa, Trench, and Gato. The Gato class was the last pre-war design with approximately 74 vessels constructed. The first was USS Gato SS 212, which was deployed on December 21st, 1941. The submarine was named after a species of cat shark, and so the name was given to the entire class. Wow. U.S. submarine fleet was not initially equipped for the aftermath of the attack on Pearl Harbor. However, the Navy quickly fixed technical issues and faulty torpedoes plaguing their underwater vessels. The Gato class underwent 4 major design modifications that streamlined the hull and provided anti-aircraft and check deck guns. USS Growler, SS-215, was commissioned on March 20, 1942, and participated in the 11 war patrols. Named after the large-mounted Black Bass, the vessel received 8 battle stars for service during World War II. Commander Howard W. Gilmore, who was lost during the 4th War Patrol, is one of only 6 submarines to be awarded during the 4th War Patrol. Is one of only 6 submarines to be awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. USS Growler returned to Brisbane for repairs after his patrol, and it is said that the Australians painted kangaroos on the new bow, earning the nickname the Kangaroo Express. The Growler was later lost with all hands on November 8, 1944. Wow, so sad. Submarines eventually emerged as the primary offensive vessels of the Pacific Theater, and now they are too. And I mean, they're massive now. The U.S. submarines sank 30% of the Japanese Imperial Navy. U.S. submarines sank 30% of the Japanese Imperial Navy. Wow, that's a lot. It's a lot. 52 U.S. submarines were lost during the war. 52. 19 of which were of the Gato class. Most of the remaining NATO submarines were either sold, scrapped, or utilized for target practice after the war. Only a handful survived today. It's a lot of details. You'll see some more later on. Black Panther submarine, and they get bigger. I mean, look at the size of this thing. We're going to that one drum there. That's the SS-20. That's the bigger one. So this one, look at the size and the class of them.
Yeah.
In perspective. See this way? Look at the top on the torpedo. And you see the stuff now they have about the torpedo hatches. I don't know if you can see, it's a lot of dust on top. But it's nice to watch from the top view. It's a lot, so this is when we're gonna see drum. Okay. You wanna read it to me? Let's see. Nah, you're gonna read it. I don't wanna read it. She wants to read. Let's see. I'm gonna make her read this stuff, right? I'm gonna get you. Camera didn't want to read, but I'll read it. Let's see. This is good. But look at this thing. Look at this beautiful, clean, nice design. And even on top of the submarine, you have to have weapons. I guess they bring them under and come to the surface, I'm guessing. That's amazing. Another torpedo hatches. Look at the puppet. It's beautiful. This one, yeah. Okay. USS Drum SS-228. USS Drum SS-228 was constructed as at the Navy Yard in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and was commissioned on November 1st, 1942. You know, a lot of the states all had a part to play in this stuff. Almost every state has something. They put them back there, here, and there. So they built them somewhere and put them there. Very nice. Okay. So, like all submarines, Drum was named after a species of fish, specifically a variety that is capable of making a defensive drumming noise. Interesting. Drum left the east coast of the United States, reaching Pearl Harbor in April 1st, 1942. She started her first war patrol on April 14th. SS-228 spent the entire war in the Pacific Ocean patrolling a variety of locals, including Truk, Kavieng, New Georgia, and Kyushu. The vessel was refitted multiple times in Brisbane, Australia, and Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The submarine was utilized for much more than patrolling during the Fourth War Patrol. The USS Drum was tasked with planting mines in a heavily traveled Bongo Sudo, the channel separating the Japanese islands of Shikoku and Kyushu. It suffered from leaking valve seals during this time and resulted in loss of depth control when diving. Emergency repairs were conducted while submerged as enemy aircraft prevented surfacing. Repairing while underwater, that's something. Nevertheless, she still managed to damage 2 Japanese vessels before limping home. During later patrols, she provided photo reconnaissance of Nauru, provided pilot rescue support. No, Nairobi. Small Rock Island containing a Japanese airstrip that was later bombarded by the USS Alabama and provided a pilot rescue support. Drum participated in 13 war patrols, 9 of which were considered successful and managed to survive several depth charge attacks by war's end. That's what we heard in the story in the introduction. SS-28 received 12 battle stars for service in World War II and is credited with sinking 15 ships. The submarine was decommissioned on February 16, 1946 and was relocated to Washington, D.C., where it was used as a training vessel for naval reservists for over 20 years. SS-28 was donated to USS Alabama Battleship Memorial Park in 1969. The dedication and opening of the vessel to the public occurred on July 4th of the same year. Drum was initially kept in Mobile Bay but was permanently removed from the water and placed on land in 2001 to prevent further hull deterioration, because seawater does deteriorate the structure. USS Drum is the only submarine on display in the states of Alabama. USS Drum and USS Alabama were only together once during World War II at the Pacific island of Majudo in 1944. They can now both be found here at the USS Alabama Park. Absolutely amazing. They did it. Okay, let's head out there. Yeah, we're gonna get copyright, quick for the copyright, head out there, quick, copyright. Wow, let's go. Okay, let's cut it here and start here. Okay.